You didn't just miss out on a pair of shoes, you were meant to. Because Nike's Sneakers app isn't broken, it's engineered that way. Every time you open that app, hoping today's the day you finally cop those Jordans or Dunks, you're stepping into a system designed to make you lose. Again and again and again, until one day you finally win. And when you do, that tiny hit of dopamine will make the past 5 losses worth it. This isn't retail, this is psychological warfare. Nike doesn't just sell shoes, they sell status, they sell identity, they sell disappointment, and millions of people keep coming back for more. Let's rewind. The Sneakers app launched in 2015 as Nike's answer to sneaker culture going digital. On the surface, it was a fix. No more chaos outside stores, no more bots stealing all the drops, just fans finally getting a fair shot. That was the pitch. But what Nike built wasn't just a smoother checkout system. It was a machine designed to train behavior, a perfectly engineered dopamine loop wrapped in hype, ritual, and identity. It started innocently enough, curated drops, limited quantities, clean interface, but Nike had a bigger plan. And it wasn't about serving sneakerheads, it was about controlling them. They didn't just build an app, they built a game. Not one where you win sneakers, but one where you learn to crave the chance to win. Sneakers wasn't built to deliver shoes. It was built to create obsession, because the longer you chase, the deeper the hook sinks. The more you lose, the more you feel you need to win. And the more Nike learns about what makes you tick, it looks like shopping, it feels like exclusivity, but it operates like a slot machine, and by the time you figure it out, you're already playing again. Enter the dopamine economy. This isn't retail, it's reinforcement conditioning, straight from the casino playbook. The Sneakers app taps into your brain's reward system using psychological triggers designed to maximize obsession. Every drop creates a cycle: anticipation, uncertainty, emotional stakes. You open the app, check the countdown, hope for the win. When the draw ends and you get the infamous "didn't get 'em" screen, your brain registers a loss, not of money, but of opportunity. And the more losses you take, the more meaningful the eventual win feels. That's the trap. It's not about the shoes, it's about the dopamine. This is called variable reinforcement. Sometimes you win, most of the time you don't, but you never know which time will hit. That uncertainty triggers addiction pathways in your brain. Add to that urgency bias, only 10 minutes left to enter the draw, and you've got people rearranging their lives to enter a raffle for shoes they might not even wear. You're not buying sneakers, you're gambling with your attention. And while you're chasing, they're collecting. Every tap, every loss, every "didn't get 'em" is valuable, not to you, but to Nike. Because while you're focused on winning a sneaker drop, Nike is focused on something else entirely: data. Sneakers isn't just a storefront, it's a behavioral lab. It tracks how often you open the app, what styles you linger on, which drops you enter, and how quickly you do it. It knows your size, your preferences, your spending habits, your attention span, and then it uses that data to fine-tune the game. If you think it's random, think again. Sneakers uses algorithmic decision-making to reward users with access. They test who engages, who buys regularly, who shares drops with friends. It's called activity-based access. They say it's meant to reward loyal fans, but in reality, it's designed to reward compliant behavior. The more you play, the more data they collect. The more data they collect, the better they get at making you play. It's not about selling one pair of Jordans. It's about building a predictive model of you, a sneakerhead profile they can monetize with military precision. You think you're just missing out. They think they're just getting started. Let's talk about loss, because here's the part Nike doesn't say out loud. Losing is the point. Every time you tap "Notify Me," every time you enter a draw and get rejected, Nike records that emotional moment, not to fix it, to use it. The pain of missing out isn't a failure of the system, it is the system. And it's incredibly profitable. Loss triggers urgency. Repeated loss builds fixation. And after 5, 10, 20 failed drops, That one elusive "Got M" notification feels like a miracle. That's the genius of sneakers. It weaponizes loss to increase perceived value, not just of the shoe, but of the brand. You didn't just lose a sneaker, you lost a piece of status, a piece of belonging. And when you do win, you feel lucky, grateful, like Nike did you a favor. But you paid full price, and they made you wait, sweat, obsess for the privilege. It's a mind game, and the more you lose, the more it works, because loss creates friction. Friction fuels desire. Desire keeps you locked in the loop. Sneakers isn't broken. It's just not built for fairness. It's built for leverage. Now let's add the sunk cost fallacy. By the time you've entered 12, 20, maybe 30 draws, you've already invested time, hope, and emotional energy into the sneakers game. And every loss just tightens the grip. That investment builds a false sense of progress. You've come this far, so quitting now feels like throwing it all away. This is classic behavioral economics. The more we invest, even in losing systems, the more we double down. It's the same logic that keeps gamblers at the table or investors holding onto failing stocks. Emotion overrides reason. Nike knows this. They know you'll keep showing up, not because you should, but because you have to. You're too deep in to stop now. And here's the kicker. Even when you win, it's not over. The win doesn't reset your brain. It reinforces your behavior. It validates the system. It rewards the chase. So you don't leave the game, you believe in it more. The sneakers app isn't built to make you happy. It's built to keep you engaged. And that means using every psychological lever available, including your own irrational loyalty to your losses. It's not just about shoes, it's about control. It goes deeper. Nike doesn't just manipulate individuals. They've created a system that weaponizes community. Sneakers is social, and that's by design. Every time you lose, you go to Reddit, Twitter, Discord, you post screenshots, you share your L. And what do you find? Thousands of others posting the same thing. It becomes a ritual, a bonding moment. We all took the L today. Misery loves company, and Nike capitalizes on it. But when someone wins, that W is amplified, shared, celebrated. Screenshots go viral. People congratulate total strangers. It's not just reinforcement, it's social proof. If other people are still playing, you should be too. If someone else won, maybe you will next time. This keeps the emotional pot boiling. It builds a collective sense of stakes. The wins feel real. The losses feel shared. You're no longer a buyer, you're part of a tribe. And Nike feeds this with app-exclusive content, behind-the-scenes videos, and push notifications written like you're part of an elite club. You've unlocked access. Your moment is here. But here's the twist. Everyone got that message. The exclusivity, it's an illusion. They don't just sell shoes, they sell belief. And belief is the most powerful product of all. And here's the twist. Nike doesn't profit when you lose a drop. You didn't buy anything, no transaction, no revenue. But here's what you did give them: data. Every time you enter a draw, Nike learns. They track how often you open the app, what shoes you go for, what content you watch, what times you engage. That data fuels personalized targeting, not just inside sneakers, but across Nike's entire digital ecosystem. And they monetize it all. It's not about selling you one pair of sneakers, it's about understanding how to sell you every pair going forward. Through DTC channels, email flows, push alerts, loyalty funnels, and social integrations. You're not just a customer, you're a behavioral data set. Now combine that with artificial scarcity and Nike's control over supply, and you start to see the full picture. They've created a system where failure isn't just acceptable, it's profitable. The more you lose, the more Nike learns. The more they learn, the better they get at making you come back. You think you're chasing shoes, but Nike is chasing you. Not your money, not at first, your time, your attention, your emotions. Because in the attention economy, that's where the real currency lives. So what happens next? You keep playing. Not because you want to, but because the system was built to make you need to. You open the app for another drop, you lose again. Maybe this time you win, maybe not. But by now, it doesn't really matter. You're already conditioned. The habit is wired in. The sneakers app becomes a ritual, a morning routine, a shared disappointment, a dopamine coin toss that defines your week. And Nike? They're watching it all. They're not just selling sneakers anymore, they're selling behavioral influence at scale. A masterclass in applied psychology hiding inside a shopping app. This isn't unique to SNKRS. The model is spreading to concert tickets, streetwear collabs, digital collectibles. Anywhere hype can be manufactured, this playbook is already in motion. Because when you turn shopping into gambling, you don't just create sales, you create systems of compulsion. The question isn't, will you keep playing? It's, what are you really playing for? The illusion of exclusivity, a sense of identity, a shot at status? Or maybe, just maybe, you're chasing a feeling that Nike has learned to control better than anyone else, and they're not planning to give it back. So if you've ever felt like the sneakers app is rigged, it kind of is. But not in the way you think. This isn't about bots or backdoors or shady algorithms. It's about design. A system engineered not to sell you shoes, but to keep you engaged, addicted, predictable. Nike didn't break the rules. They rewrote them. And everyone else is catching on. Because in the new economy, the real product isn't the thing you buy. It's you, your habits, your attention, your willingness to stay in the game, even when you keep losing. That's the trap. So the next time you open the sneakers app, just remember, you're not a customer, you're a contestant. And this game was never fair. Welcome to hidden economics. Welcome to the sneakers trap.